Good morning. We are Mariana Cabanzo, Mario Ferrer, Maria Alejandra Aristizabal, and Daniela Sanchez, and we are going to present you the question of how has the liberalization of trade helped the globalization process?
In order to understand the concern about how has the liberalization of trade helped the globalization process, it is important to clarify some concepts first. On one hand, globalization. It is the process whereby the whole world is becoming more interconnected. This is due to different facts such as the liberalization of trade and the different technological advances such as transport and communication that made everything faster, easier, and cheaper. Moreover, it is important to analyze the concept of free trade. It is the exchange of goods and services without trade barriers worldwide. This brought different advantages to everyone, such as better prices for both producer and consumer, better quality and more variety and greater choice. Additionally, it increased economic activity and created more jobs opportunities.
Liberalization of trade has helped the globalization process because free trade leads to dependence between countries. As some countries depend on exports to maintain their economy, otherwise they would have trade deficits which could lead to internal issues, then liberalization of trade has made easier the trading between countries. Therefore, it has increased economic activity between them and improved their relationship, resulting in economic integration. An example of this is the government of India. The government of India began to follow a liberal policy towards foreign trade, and foreign companies were able to set up their factories and offices there. The Indian companies are able to set up their factories and offices in other countries, and as a result, the government of India established many special economic zones where all sorts of facilities were made available to foreign companies, and relaxation in taxes for an initial period of 5 years was given.
As countries begin to liberalize trading between them by reducing trade barriers, a process called economic integration becomes stronger, making stronger bonds between nations. This is a process whereby countries coordinate and link their economic policies, and it consists of a series of stages. The first stage of it is a preferential trading area, and its main characteristic is the reduction of trade barriers. Countries start reducing protectionist methods between them in order to make trading easier. An example of a preferential trading area is ATPA, an organization consisting of USA, Peru, Bolivia, Ecuador, and Colombia, which was created to support the war against drug dealing, and until the moment it has made a great impact upon it. The next stage of economic integration is a free trade area. An example of it is NAFTA, integrated by US, Canada, and Mexico, and the purpose of it to eliminate trade barriers. Climbing up, the third stage is customs union. This is mainly about having a free trade area and common external barriers towards non-members, and an important example of it is Mercosur, which consists of Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, and Venezuela. On the fourth stage, we have a common market, which is practically customs union, but the difference being that in this stage, there is free movement of labor, capital, and goods. And an important example of it is the European Union. Then we have monetary union, which is having common market and having a common currency, like the Eurozone. And finally, we have a complete economic integration, which is considered not to exist nowadays. We can clearly see that liberalization of trade creates interdependence between countries by economic integration, therefore making of other countries really important to the subsistence of a country's economy.
Free trade is based on specialization, a theory that says that a country should concentrate on producing what they are best at and then trade with other countries. On the other hand, technological advances have made the world smaller, increasing the facilities to travel or to communicate. These facilities have led to cultural diffusion and relationships between countries. Also, countries saw the necessity to bring products from other nations as each of them has their own comparative advantage. They have certain factors that help them produce better a product. Nevertheless, these facilities have also led to countries start reducing trade barriers to make their products more accessible. To conclude, we can say that free trade has increased the relationship between nations, leading them to become economically integrated as they now depend on imports from their allied countries and others on them.